Hello everybody and welcome to week 4 of FBL. If you didn't watch Team Builder for this week, here's a little reminder, so pause to take a look. His team is Blastoise, Salamence, Nidoqueen, Entei, Mincheo and Aromatisse, so let's see how the fight went. So I lead with Crocodile. He leads with Mincheo and the opposing Mincheo's attack fell because of Intimidate. I was expecting some kind of fighting type move, so I switched into Lel, and Battlefield got weird, but he used knockoff, and he knocked off my choice Scarf, and I find out that he holds Life Orb. He used a U-turn and once again he lost some HP because of Life Orb, but he's gonna recover it because of Regenerator, and he sent Aromatisse. I used Psychic, which did okay damage to Aromatisse, 39% of its HP. And I find out that he holds Leftovers. This time I switched Lel into Milotic. And he used Wish. And once again he restored some HP using its Leftovers. This time I used Scald, and Aromatisse was burned. Aromatisse used Toxic and Milotic was poisoned. Aromatisse's wish came true, and Milotic was hurt by poison and the opposing Aromatisse was hurt by its burn. He withdrew Aromatisse, and he sent out Blastoise. I used Ice Beam. Blastoise lost 9% and I didn't get the freeze. And I restored some HP with Leftovers and he restored HP as well with Leftovers. The weirdness disappeared from the battlefield. This time I used Recover. Milotic had its HP restored. And the opposing Blastoise used Draw. Rotom was dragged out, which helps me a lot. Blastoise restored a little HP using its Leftovers once again. I thought he's gonna switch out, so I used Will-O-Wisp, but he stayed in, and Blastoise was burned. He used Scald, which is super effective, and Rotom lost 70%. I restored a little HP using Leftovers, and Blastoise was hurt by its burn. Now he withdrew Wave, and he sent out Nagenda the Nidoqueen. I used Volt Switch, but it doesn't affect Nido because of her ground typing. And I restored some HP with Leftovers once again. Because I can't touch Nido, I sent out Milotic. He used Sludge Wave, which did 35% of Milotic's HP. Can't poison me because I'm already poisoned. And Milotic restored HP with Leftovers and also lost some because of poison. This time he switched Nagenda into Chelsea. And I used Recover to restore some HP. Also Chelsea restored a little HP using its Leftovers. And Milotic was hurt by poison and the opposing Chelsea was hurt as well by its burn. I used Scald and the opposing Chelsea lost 19% of its health. The opposing Chelsea used Moonburst and Milotic lost 24% of its health. And once again both of us restored some HP with Leftovers, and once again we are both hurt. Milotic by burn and Chelsea was hurt by its burn. Same as last turn, I used Scald. And same as last turn, he used Moonblast, but this time Milotic's special attack fell. And once again both of us restored some HP with Leftovers, and once again we are both hurt. Milotic by poison and Chelsea was hurt by its burn. For some reason I sent out Rotom, I don't know why. And he used Wish. And once again both of us restored some HP with Leftovers, and once again Chelsea was hurt by its burn. I thought he's gonna switch, so I used Will-O-Wisp, but the opposing Chelsea is already burned. And he used Toxic and Rotom was badly poisoned. And he restored some HP because of Wish. Rotom restored some HP with leftovers and also was hurt by poison. And the opposing Chelsea was hurt by its burn. I used Will-O-Wisp for the same reason as last turn, but same as last turn the opposing Chelsea is already burned. This time he used Moonburst and Rotom's special attack fell. And once again both of us restored some HP with leftovers and once again both of us are hurt me by poison, and he was hurt by its burn. In the last 2 turns he stayed in, so I used Volt Switch. Rotom went back to me, and I sent out Milotic. He used Moonblast once again, and that was enough to make Milotic faint. And he also restored some HP with leftovers, and also lost some, because of its burn. I sent Kangaskhan as replacement. So I Dynamax Kangaskhan. And I used Max Strike and the opposing Chelsea's speed fell. He set up Wish to restore some HP. And once again he restored some HP with leftovers, and also lost some, because of its burn. Now he switched Chelsea, and he sent Blastoise. And for some reason I used Max Hailstorm, and it started to hail. Because of hail both of us are buffeted by the hail. Chelsea's wish came true and Wave restored some HP and he's also was hurt by its burn. This time I used Max Lightning, since it's super effective, and also an electric current ran across the battlefield. Wave used Scald which didn't do much, only 10. And no burn which is good. Hail is still crashing down, and because of it once again both of us are buffeted by the hail and Wave restored some HP with leftovers and he's also was hurt by its burn. And Kangaskhan returned to normal. Because he knows I have electric type move he sent out Nidoqueen. Since he's ground type, I used electric type move Thunder Punch, but it doesn't affect the opposing Nido. At least hail did some chip damage to Nidoqueen and also Kangaskhan. This time he used Sludge Wave, lucky for me no poison. And I used Ice Punch, it's super effective, and also an agenda was frozen solid. And once again both of us are buffeted by the hail. Now he switched, because it's frozen solid, and he sent Blastoise out. I decided to use Ice Punch, didn't get freeze because he's burned. And the hail stopped, and the opposing Wave restored some HP with leftovers, and also lost some because of burn. Now I used another elementary punch Thunder Punch and that was enough to make the opposing Wave the Blastoise faint. And electric terrain disappeared from the battlefield. And he sent Salamence. Now I used Ice Punch, but he was prepared for that, because his Yash Berry weakened the damage. And his attack and speed rose, because of Dragon Dance. Now he's faster and he used Dragon Claw, and that was enough to finish off my Kangaskhan. And because of Moxie his attack rose once again. And because of that I sent out Crocodile, because of Intimidate his attack fell. Because of Choice Scarf I'm faster and I used Crunch and that was enough to make Salamence faint. And he sent out Aromatisse as replacement. I decided to stay and use Crunch, but that wasn't enough, this time lived on 2%. And because he lived he used Aromatherapy and burn was heal and Nidoqueen thawed out. And also restored some HP with leftovers. Because he's low on HP I stayed in once again and used Crunch, and that was enough to make Chelsea faint. And he sent Mean Sheo out, to get good matchup against me. And because of that I switched into Tapu Lele, and Battlefield got weird because of Psychic Surge. And Mean Sheo used high jump kick, and he got critical hit. Lucky for him that he landed HJK, unlucky for me that he landed it. And also he lost some HP because of Life Orb. And I sent Hitmonchan as replacement for fainted Tapu Lele. Because he can't do anything he used U-turn. And once again he lost some HP because of Life Orb. And he sent Entry. Entry is exerting its pressure. With Hitmonchan I used Drain Punch, and the opposing Leon had its energy drained. Now he used Sacred Fire and that was more than enough to destroy my Hitmonchan. And I sent Crook out, and I got that Intimidate off. Because of Intimidate he switched Entry, and he sent Nidoqueen out. I used Earthquake, which is super effective on both Entry and Nidoqueen, and the opposing Nagenda fainted. And he sent Mean Sheo out, which is not good for me. Now I switched Crocodile, and I sent out Rotom just in case, if I get a chance to burn it. But he used HJK, didn't missed it, and that's the end for my Rotom. The weirdness disappeared from the battlefield. And I sent out Crocodile, and once again Intimidate is activated. I know he's holding Life Orb, and he's not faster than me, so I used Earthquake and the opposing Akame fainted. And he sent his last Pokemon Entry, which is exerting its pressure. He knows I'm faster, so he used Extreme Speed, which did 45%. Lucky for me, no crits. And I used for the final time in this match super effective Earthquake. And that's the game. Finally a win. I hope to continue like this, and I hope I will see you in next one.